Alright, welcome back everybody. Today we're playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. I've never played this game before. It's not much of an explanation to the game. If you know, you know. That tends to be the cadence for this. So I'm going to give it a try. Hope you all enjoy. As always, thank you for watching. Couldn't do this without you guys. You make it worthwhile, make it fun, all that wonderful stuff. So without further ado, let's get on the Stanley Parable. Is it a spooky game? Not necessarily. I don't know. There's not much explanation for this one. It's kind of more of an
This is the
experience.
story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Oh. I'm coherent. Okay. I mean, yeah, I guess this is a spooky game. Think about it. Because we're all sheep. Okay. Can't go
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Co-workers?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay. Where is the meeting room? It all looks the same. I'm like, is that a meeting room? No. Okay. Can't access it from that end. Game hits close to home. Yeah. Tends to be a lot of us. What does that say? I hate Mondays. Okay. That's not open.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
What if I don't want to enter the door on my left? What if...
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Where is he? So many rooms. Nothing. It's giving back rooms a little bit.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
It's not open. Oh, this one. Okay.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track. But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, left.
Left? Okay.
Oh, no. No, it's to the right. My mistake.
Okay.
No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right?
Well, then tell me.
What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh, dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
Okay.
Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep. Okay, yes. I've got it now.
Okay,
This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Seems daunting. Whoa!
No. This
What
isn't right at
in
all.
the
You're not supposed to be
Charles
here yet. This is all
Xavier?
a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding?
The hell?
It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning.
Okay.
And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track,
No, I'll try not to.
From the top.
Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Alright, we'll follow it through the time. But, I mean,
When Stanley...
Game...
Wait.
What?
What? No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh.
I thought we did too.
Oh, did something change?
What changed?
Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere or...
No.
Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story.
Yeah, you're the
It
narrator.
was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay, then. It's an adventure.
Oh.
Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
Oh, okay. Hi, Marcus Goku. We are playing the Stanley Parable. I can't really explain what it is. It's more of an experience. But we have a very untrusty narrator. It's a lot like that demo we played, which I think that demo is derivative of this. It's also kind of giving backrooms a little bit, because it's like a liminal space. It's like never ending. So, I'm just walking here.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before.
What's the story?
Do we need to restart the game again?
Bruh.
Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Okay. Shit. Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay. 420 room. For all those who participate.
Okay, yep, it's worse.
Yeah, there's no
I might be
doors.
remembering this wrong.
A
It's
little bit.
possible the story is back where we just came from.
Maybe.
Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Okay. I need a name for the narrator. I need someone to audibly yell at. So, anyone comes up with a name.
Aha! I knew we'd miss something.
What did we miss?
The story. Here it comes. No, wait. Never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
Brad. Whoa.
Now this... Well, I'll be honest. I don't recognize this place at all.
Yeah, what is this?
Is this the story?
I don't know. You tell me.
I think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Do you remember, Stanley?
Yes.
Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this?
Huh.
You win!
Oh, I win!
Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work,
High five.
and it really paid off, so good job.
Hey.
Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win.
Yes, I did.
Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay? I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
Bruh.
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line.
Not the trademark.
Just follow the line. How simple is that?
Okay. I'll follow the line. Mind you, this all started because I didn't follow his directions.
You see? The line knows where the story is.
Does
It's
it?
over in this direction.
Ah.
Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there?
I suppose.
Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story?
I don't know.
Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Whoa.
Your existential
Hang on.
crisis is fucking
That
this
got a
shit
bit
up.
weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that.
Okay.
You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
Not very lighting.
Great. Cut the music. Go back and look at that fern.
The fern? I do like a nice fern.
Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story.
Why?
Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully.
This
You
fern
won't want to miss
isn't even
anything.
as nice. There's like weeds in it. Not the nicest fern I've seen. Let's
Wait,
take-
what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Oh,
here we are.
No, not again. Line, how could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
Oh my god. Why do we keep restarting? Jeez.
You know what, Stanley?
What?
I say forget the adventure line. What's it
Okay.
ever done for us?
Well, you're
We're
the narrator.
intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story?
You can
Something
do whatever you want.
exciting, daring, mysterious. Oh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Okay.
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story
Am
to
I going in a
be?
circle?
Go wild. Use your
God.
imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
Are you though? Because
Oh, no, not you again. Stanley,
It's the line.
I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story.
Why?
No lines or monitor rooms.
Okay.
Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine. Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision.
Okay.
From here, the story is in our control. How
Yes.
important we mustn't squander the opportunity.
Okay.
In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic.
what?
Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
Is this game just telling me that I'm a sheep?
Oh, hold up, what's this?
Oh.
The confusion ending.
Oh.
You're telling me that's what this is?
Huh.
It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart
After a
again
long time,
eight-
Stanley
eight
died?
times?
Well,
That's
how
really
many times
how
are we?
all this goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget?
Black space.
My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall.
Yeah.
Well, who consulted me?
Getting real meta
Why
up in
don't
here.
I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on.
You're
don't want to be
confused on
trapped
the
like
game?
this.
Well, this
I
is a
won't
confusion
restart
ending.
the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know?
Yeah, we're good.
Will someone come for us? Will something happen?
I don't know.
So, okay. I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree?
To a degree.
I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey.
We're not
They're
anywhere.
always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So
sometimes.
I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime, if you...
What? Hell no.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
What happened, narrator? You just let them take over like that?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
How to solve a dispute with a coworker. Let it ball up inside of you. Take it out passive-aggressively on other coworkers. Resent coworkers. Oh, using slides to assure employees that everything is okay. Make sure your slide has a slick blue graphic in the header and throw some bevel on that on all that text. This will ensure a calm environment. Everyone is unique. You, most of all. It's hitting hard. Okay. Number of slides on this slide. Charts and slides and slides. Okay. What's next? Rate at which charts on the same slide depict the same information. Rate of increase in graphs per slide. Please, no more charts. Please, I'm begging, stop. The Boss Appreciation Minute. On your Boss Appreciation Minute worksheet, circle the top 20 things you love most about your boss. Fill out in triplicate and return. Solving interpersonal conflict. If you ever find yourself in a conflict with another diligent employee like yourself, but more inclined toward conflict unless you're the kind of person who initiates conflict. Oh my god, this is going so fast. What are your dreams for the future? Talk radio. Mitosis, a boat, less air, spring break, hope, pollution, football, plant life, charts, transcend. Tips on not getting fired. Talk less, do unbelievably amazing work at all the time, every day, with no exception of promotion or recognition. Don't get fired. This game is telling us we're all sheep. What do people want? Things, money, more money. Things, but with money to buy more things. Graphs. Graphs about things and money. We have our new product. What is hot? Profits, profits, profits. Stripes. Requires more secondary research. The stock market is somewhere here. Oh my god. Bi-quarterly post-review. We need reviews. 402 plus 405 want to get rid of the death sport portion in the primary review schedule, but I think that's a stupid idea. More water coolers, more water cooler heaters. Charts need to be more hip to appeal to teenage demographic. Oh god, it's all too a little too real. Synergize core values expenditure. Shift global market parade. Monetize free to play. Very commentary, very meta. Push for funding. Get Chris out of the broom closet. Oh shit. Who moved my desk? Oh wow. Do not alter without consulting whiteboard manager. You know, yeah, there would be a whiteboard manager. That all checks out. Chris.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
I thought Chris was in here. I guess not. Chris.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Alright, boss. Why is his office like this? Executive bathroom? Oh, executive bathroom. I've got the feeling money's for stealing, but not yours, of course. Something that's a lovely purse. Say that's a lovely purse. What reference? Extreme bathrooms. The beige pages. That's funny. This is really like... Jesus, okay. What the hell? Why is our boss's office...
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
Let's say.
Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could
I
not
am
have
the
known
Truman Show,
was that the
but it
keypad
feels
behind
like...
the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number. 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
2845. Said it was behind. Oh.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumb. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing.
Amazing.
He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
This is a crazy office, though. Jesus. Jesus Cristo. Alright, what am I doing? Oh, spooky. So...
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar.
Yeah.
It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Jesus. Okay. Why'd that happen?
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Escape? Should I escape? Where should I go? Very curious. No. I don't know how curious I am. What told me this is a game about decisions? Escape. I feel like that's a lie.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of it, of course, Stanley thought better. Nope, still on board with death.
Do I want to die or do I want to go? I don't know. Alright, wait. We'll follow the main for now.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself.
Yeah.
Did he have the strength to find out?
This is Cerebro. Okay.
Now the monitors
Whoa.
jumped to life, their true nature revealed.
Employee
Each
fired.
bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley,
This is the Truman
one of
Show.
them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Ooh.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this
like
the
it.
only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it.
Does that
His
say
own
pirate?
life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he
sounds like it was
truly
possible.
spent his entire life
This game
utterly
isn't my
blind to the world?
It's like... Yeah, it's quite enjoyable. Oh, shit, I didn't realize. I thought it was still loading.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Would we, though? I mean... Is this, like, a game within, like... Alright, put this. Like... If you were in a video game, this is how you would find out? Yeah, it's nuts. My controls idle, awaiting input. So much going on in this factory.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty. Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself? Is that what you wanted? Control?
Yes. It's in my name.
Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do.
Then what?
You were supposed to let it go. Turn the controls off and leave.
But you gave me
If
options.
you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent,
Okay.
Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the
Oh, fuck
event
you.
this machine is activated without proper DNA identification,
What?
nuclear detonators are said to explode, eliminating the entire complex.
Okay.
How long until detonation then? Let's say 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them.
Okay.
I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock, why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now?
Pretty much.
Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off?
A little bit.
I mean, look at you. Running from button to button,
Hey now.
screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is?
No.
Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment.
Oh, jeez.
But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble.
Okay.
This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't.
Shit.
Take a look at the clock, Stanley.
47.
That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count. Or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke.
Wow.
And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever after.
Oh, fuck. Okay. If Gladys made a video game, this is how it would go. Pretty much. Okay. Game's trippy.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Okay. So, am I a sheep? Is that what the moral of the story is?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Alright. Follow it for now.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
Right.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss. Oh no, no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all.
Okay.
I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to
No,
his
I'm going
boss's
downstairs.
office.
Had enough of you.
But Stanley just couldn't do it.
Your
He
lies.
considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy.
Oh, shit.
And then something occurred to Stanley.
What?
Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy.
I would think I'm
All
crazy
of my
at this point.
co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all.
Yeah.
None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar.
Yeah,
were they
pretty
simply
much.
repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He
not
just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon.
I mean, I
I'll have
feel
to
crazy.
go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
Excuse me?
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it
Whee!
too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head.
Yeah.
One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be?
Kind of
Was Stanley
replying.
simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life.
He's woke.
Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it.
The
He
existential
would
crisis.
prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over.
Yeah.
Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please. It's all I want.
Life
I
gets
want
too
my
real.
apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine.
Will it though, Stanley?
I am okay.
Oh, Stanley.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I
He's
must
letting
be.
the
Can anyone
existential
hear
crisis
my
set
voice?
in.
Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Shit. I heard George Foreman
This is
passed
the
away?
story of a woman named Mariella.
What? I'm not in a school. I'm in
Mariella
an
woke up
office.
on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
So we died? This end is never the end. Okay, so we're back.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Fuck.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
What if I just don't do none of that? What if I just go completely off the rails?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
Yeah.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow, yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not.
I kind of feel like
I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley.
Who?
Someone you've forgotten about.
Who?
Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Who's her?
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life.
The fuck?
She's been waiting.
Who? What if I just jumped? I mean, I can do whatever I want. I'm just gonna restart anyways.
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do,
No one can
Stanley
tell him
leapt
what to
from
do.
the platform and plunged to his death.
Exactly.
Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Alright, at this point, it's me against the narrator.
Hello. This is a recorded message scheduled either by you or a person in your place of work. The purpose of this message is to warn you about the dangers of recorded messages. If at any time you believe you are listening to a recorded message, please terminate it immediately and cease all flow of information from the recorded message into your perceptual sphere. Thank you, and have a pleasant day.
Okay. Okay. This is trippy, but I don't know. I mean, if I say I'm starting to get a feel for it, is that even true? I don't know.
When
Got me
Stanley
questioning
came
everything.
to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
No.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
Yes.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was sublime, a work of art. What was it about this room that called so deeply and so personally to Stanley?
I don't know,
Its
narrator.
grace, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
No. Not doing that. Forging my own
Stanley
path.
was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley.
Her.
Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you?
A bit.
What? I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful.
No, you don't.
Let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side.
Show me.
Give me a chance.
All right.
Now listen carefully, this is important.
Okay.
Stanley walked through the red door.
No.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood.
Oh, shit.
Stanley walked through the red door.
Is they gonna stop me again? It didn't stop me this
I still
time.
don't think we're
Oh my god.
communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red. All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley.
Thank you.
You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to
Yes.
find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well,
course.
don't let me stop you.
Alright. Oh, it's that run room.
You see?
Oh, wow.
There's nothing here. I haven't
sure?
even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place.
Well, why
Broken
do...
rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you?
Well, I thought
Do
it
you not
wasn't
think I
written
put a
out.
lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see.
Yeah.
Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback.
Okay.
There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin. Okay, I'm going to stop you there.
Please rate your experience.
Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
I feel like I've been getting trolled, so I'm just gonna go back.
A 1?
Yep.
I mean, I can understand if you had reservations, you saw ways the game could be improved to more fully express itself mechanically and artistically, but a 1? That's not even helpful. What am I supposed to do with that? But I guess it isn't my place to judge.
'Tis true.
Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one.
Okay,
Let's
show
take
me.
a look.
Oh. Wow. In total, 9,000. Wow. Did you know that 21.3% of players skip the intro sequence? Only the worst 3% of players chose the blue door. This is me? The worst one? We're the worst. We are the worst. Friends list empty. Oh my god. Okay. Alright. Let's see. It's asking for my... Oh, okay. Can't go back.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting.
Okay.
You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you?
Sure.
Perfect. Let me boot it up.
Alright.
In this game,
What the fuck?
baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life.
Okay.
I think the art world will really take notice.
The art
But of
world.
course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
Or I just do nothing.
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me?
Just to
Because
spite.
if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain.
Sure, why
Let's
not?
see. What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
Okay. Oh shit. Oh.
Ah, fascinating. What do you think this game is about, Stanley? What's our backstory? What is our motivation? Well, it seems obvious to me that you are meant to play as a creepy man spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep tower, perhaps for some sort of twisted erotic purpose. Yes, that must be it. What a fascinating venture into the experience of total mental depravity. So far, I love everything about this game, Stanley. And it seems there's even more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else else is out there.
What's it say right there? Who fire watches the fire watch? Oh, not the Watchmen reference. This is great. If you're just tuning in, I've never played this game before, so I'm having a whole experience here. Yeah, definitely remember this game. The Firewatch of it all. Okay.
Oh no. No, it can't be.
What?
It is. It's an open world game. Good God, quickly block it off.
Oh, shit.
Oh, thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call.
What?
You nearly wandered off into that thing. That big, open, just wandering around. No right or wrong directions. No path to follow. You can just go in any... Oh, thank heavens we avoided it. We're out of the woods now, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to get us out of here. Let's find another game.
Okay.
Preferably something with walls. Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls. Okay, I think this will be just the thing.
Alright, show me. Oh, shit.
Wonderful. See, this is exactly what I had in mind. Just a nice big box for you to run around in. There isn't any possibility that you could get lost here. Now this is game design. Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed.
Why am I not the actual thing? Why am I not
Okay,
the...
so what exactly do we do here? Let's see. There are
should
lots
be
of
a
cars here in the
car.
back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley, I think it's sports ball. Oh, what fun. We shall run the bases and do a touchdown together. Yes, I think surely we must. Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun.
Where's the ball? Oh, fuck. Jesus Christ.
Are you doing it? Are you winning? Is this fun? Is it better than my miserable little story that I worked so hard on?
A little bit.
Stanley, I have a thought. And I realize I'm not a sportsologist, but if one ball generates a certain amount of raw adrenal pleasure, then surely multiple balls makes for an even more euphoric sports experience. I'm going to try.
I am winning.
Here comes another ball.
I think I've only played this game
Yes.
once in
Oh, goodness,
real
that
life.
really does feel
Rocket ball?
amazing, doesn't it? Stanley, I'm like a child in a confectionery shop. I simply have to have more. I'm insatiable. More balls.
Never have enough balls. Oh my god. Sorry you're confused, Frank. It's a commentary on games. That's kind of what I can read so far.
Are you enjoying this, Stanley? Are you having fun? Is this a real video game? Well, I sure hope you're having a good time, because guess what? It's over.
Oh.
That's right. Your little fun comes to an end.
Boo.
This is my game, and what I say goes. You get to have fun when I let you, Stanley.
Fine.
Besides, you need someone like me to set boundaries for you.
Why?
Without rules or boundaries, video games are nothing. Yes, that's what I am. I am structure. I'm your sense of purpose. And since you decided you didn't want to play my game, now I don't want to play with you either. So, goodbye, Stanley. I'm
Wow.
leaving. See how you like it when I'm not around to set the rules. Somehow, I don't think you'll enjoy it as much.
Think
But
I
who
might.
knows? You're an inventive kid. You'll come up with something. After all, you're the one who knows best. Take care, Stanley.
Okay. Okay, but it's not as fun without the balls. Oh. Whee!
Hold on. What are you doing?
I don't know. Just falling down a hole.
Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley, come back.
Oh shit. I didn't realize that was another void. Okay. Oh, creepy. So where they keep the other employees? Just like the earlier version. This is what it looked like. Like a very 70s office. Huh. It looked very 70s. Huh. Looks like some Adobe program, I don't know. Oh.
I wonder what he found.
I don't
If
know.
what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon.
Oh.
Very soon.
What do you mean?
I can wait.
Is the end as in I'm dead? Or the end as in this game? Oh, we're back.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a
I'm
memo.
gonna follow it this time. Right down to where it says. That wasn't there before, was it? Knowing your city. I wonder what city we're in. This has been very
When
enjoyable.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I love commentary. I think that's great. But I am also a fan of...
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling
Bullying
a
him.
wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
He does not want me
Coming to a
going into the
staircase,
broom closet.
Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's
Why?
office.
This crazy ass looking office. What's this? Alright, the executive bathroom. That's what most bosses' office looks like. Vaulted ceilings and all. Okay, well, I didn't come here before. Business strategy? Goddamn. I am the most expensive boss. Okay. Can we go higher? Red velvet wallpaper? Yeah. Some nice elevator music. Are they saying Stanley? Shimmy. Like the Stanley jam. Oh, so that was for nothing.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it
Forgot what the code
mean?
was.
Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. and so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number.
Extra secret?
2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
So we're redoing this path, but we're actually gonna go through we'll follow his direction. I really haven't. I've been doing the most to not listen to him as much as I can. Fun to make him mad. Oh. Here we are. Shit.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it,
yeah,
the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
I would like to see that. I would like to know.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
Nope, I'm escaping.
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Let's do it. Shit. Oh. Well, I'm not dead. So...
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, it reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is.
It's giving
Perhaps his death
the
was
cake
of
is a
no
lie.
loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Can't really jump.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator,
What?
as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Okay.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
I don't know.
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now?
Yeah.
Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
See that now? Interesting. The office. Credits. Good job, all you people. Is this the afterlife, but for like games? An early version of the maintenance room. Just as fun. Warzone. Early in development, we designed an ending where Stanley would end up on a battlefield fighting aliens. The action game would become sentient and would wage war against the narrator. We realized shortly after starting to build it that it was far too jokey and on the nose for the tone of the game. Plus, some people interpreted it as making fun of people who like shooters, which was not our intention. You should make fun of everybody. Fair is fair. We're all getting made fun of. Narrator emails. After the second trailer we sent out, we asked people to email the narrator for questions. While we had initially planned to use these further promotional materials, we never found the perfect use for them. Here are the selection of those emails. Dear narrator, how do you stay in shape? Sincerely, Michael the Rock Martin. What the fuck? Oh, it's all the same. I love that it's a museum of this game, not the phone. The apartment timer. In a previous version of the choice leading to the apartment ending, a timer would give you 15 seconds to pick up the phone. Not picking up the phone would lead to a different ending. I mean, I guess when you are making... Here it is. I was going to say, there's usually, like, a chart, and it's like, if you do this, then you go to this, and then if you do that... Like, if you look at the old, like... Basically, like, the old, like, Dungeons and Dragons type stuff. Very much this, kind of vibe of just a map of choices. Ending levers. Back here. Oh, creepy. Trailers. We ran 4 major teaser trailers over the course of the game's development, each meant to convey something about the spirit of the game. This is the first one, released in May 2012. It features a series of broken rooms and the voice of the narrator informing viewers that he is preparing a new version of the Stanley Parable. This is nuts. In a good way. The game is not paused. What if I... Oh, looks about the same. Now it's giving Backrooms creepiness a little bit. Stanley's office. Game design mock-up. Lovely, lovely. The chains that bind me. How long can you lock up a cat in timeout? Say a big dog crate. Just curious. I don't know. Give him like a half hour to cool down. Oh, shit, I missed this. What does it say? Countdown desk. Oh. Okay. I'd say like I'd say about like a half hour. They're being crazy. Ooh, what's this? Kevin Brighting, the voice of narrator, recorded dialogue for the entire game roughly 3 separate times over 2 years of development. These are clips from early takes that were not used in the final game. Oh. Okay. Another lounge. Another underground. Office desk. Okay. Here's the exit.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another.
Oh.
How they both wish to be free.
Off.
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another?
The gamer and the narrator?
No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen.
Oh. Oh.
But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail.
Okay.
Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice.
I guess so.
You do choose it. Don't let time choose for you.
Should I do it? No.
Don't let...
Squished. Dead. Oh, thanks for the follow, Amamoon. I just saw that.
How
Thank you.
wonderful. Stanley was alone. Finally.
Finally.
This is great, he thought to himself.
Yep.
This is what I've wanted all along.
Exactly.
I got what I wanted.
Sure. New content.
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
That usually means there's some new stuff going on.
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content. Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure. Is it broken? What's going on here?
Huh?
Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
Okay.
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if them... Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley. All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
I can only jump here. Where do I use all my jumps? Then what? I'm gonna use up all my jumps. No regrets. Just leave one. Not like I'll need it, I think. New content. You can jump now. Wow. I only got to jump 32 times.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right? Goodness. Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive.
Wow.
It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could count to 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh, wait. There's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is. That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable.
Not Twitter.
It's my fault, Stanley.
Why?
I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid.
Little
It
bit.
could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
You've tried to kill me more than once. So I don't know if I would say we are friends. It kind of sounds like you have killed me before. So it's different.
Psst! Stanley!
What?
Come over here! In the vent! I want to show you something!
Okay. This took a turn.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got
Yeah.
me thinking about the past and how
Okay.
much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something
What the-
special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look.
The fuck
I
is
call
this?
it the Memory Zone. It's
Huh.
where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
Good times. Don't forget Stanley
You see,
Parable.
Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release? Remember back in October of 2013 when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
What the hell? Zone, sweet zone. Smile because it happened. What's that say? Wait, the first dollar? Very SpongeBob-y. Unachievable. It's impossible to get this achievement. Go outside. Don't play for 5 years. That's funny. New video game releasing today. Creators surprisingly down to earth. Colleges show off uneven effort to enroll poor. Wait, what? A British Academy Award or Academy Games Award. Oh. Okay. Oh. Wow, I just got real zen up in here.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them, and now it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
This is maintenance. I remember when this game came out. I remember hearing about it, but never fully understanding what it was or anything like that. The original remake. So it's interesting getting this perspective. In a computer.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. It just needed to be left alone, to spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories.
I can't go in there. Let's try the doors. Oh. Strange. How am I supposed to...
These were simpler times, Stanley. What I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here? Oh, no.
Reviews.
Oh, God, no. Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam, the online video game distributor. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
I don't know. Oh.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
Does this map look familiar? I can't quite put my finger on it, but there's something about this map that just looks very, very familiar. Or at least it feels that way. It's supposed to. I got another bad one.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley, I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did. But maybe it wasn't. Oh dear. What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks are my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as... What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button.
Shit.
A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have. And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations. Not that, of course, you need a description of it, but if I had to describe it, I'd say it was perhaps less of a rumination and more of a treatise. Or maybe a manifesto. Look, I'll outline it for you very briefly, and you can tell me what you think. Okay, so my theory is that any choice you've ever made is simply a series of choices made by the person who you are, or were, or will be at the time of having made said choice.
Okay.
That is to say, if by articulating a choice you've already made, you bring that choice into being, then by making no choice and saying nothing, are you not simply erecting in the sanctuary of time a monument to every person you've ever been, making every choice to which you've ever given your great gift of mortal and yet timeless thought? Or rather, do all of the choices you've ever made, in fact, make you more not this kind of person, and in fact do the very opposite? You see, it could in fact be both of these things at once.
What?
That you are both making choices and not making choices, and that they are both affecting you and not affecting you at the same time by virtue of the fact that you both are and are not making them. Okay, at first, I was leaning towards manifesto, but now I'm going to circle around and slap the treatise label on this one. I think it has much more of a treatise vibe to it. But wouldn't you say that manifesto just has a much grander sort of tone? It has a mouthfeel that is rich with ambition and history. Ambitious history, if you will. Ah. See, now you've gotten me going back to manifesto. Heavens, at this rate, we're going well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at... Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes? Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer. Oh, Stanley, you're back.
Fuck.
You're back. Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again.
The plant died.
Stanley, I think it's been a week.
A week?
Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting... Oh, hello. It's you. You're
me.
here again. Welcome.
Hi.
I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time. I stopped keeping track after a year.
Oh, after a year?
Sat down in one place and not move for one entire year. Let me describe it for you. To begin with, there is only regret.
Hi, Sean. Is the narrator no longer with us? Shit. Walk went down.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs-down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But
we're mad.
He's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency, it's the lack of accountability. It's the unwillingness to examine with an uncompromising heart the words that they are speaking into the world. As though there were no consequences for a lack of cohesion in one's assessment of others. But of course, absolutely anyone can leave a review. So here's what we get. We get these demands that seek everything and are accountable to nothing. We get a world where someone will say, oh, there should be a skip button. You should be able to freeze Stanley in place while the narrator sits there forever and ever. We want all of this in the new Stanley parable. We demand it. And then, because it was said, because it was spoken, now it simply has to happen. The most immediate desires, every single thing demanded by every person at every moment in time. If someone wants it, then it's a crime not to bring it into being. Have we been given to indulging every fleeting whim for no reason other than to do so? Yes! Yes! It seems that this is now the world we live in. It seems that we are a people living in such bleakness and discomfort with ourselves that our entertainment is now our lives. It has come to represent us. It absolutely must speak to who we are as people, because otherwise, without our entertainment, we have nothing. Without entertainment, we would have to face inward toward the cruel bleakness inside ourselves. We would turn to look at our deeper nature and find a resounding emptiness gazing back with unyielding aggression.
Yeah, real deep all of a sudden.
So because of this, we require that our amusements and our playthings and our flights of fancy be so impossibly captivating that they consume all of our attention, turn our heads completely away from the bleakness. In effect, we have demanded that our entertainment be the collapse of ourselves. What a pitiful reflection of humanity these entertainments are. What a shameful mirror to the human spirit they project. I'm not mad. I'm not mad about any of this. I'm at peace with it. I am the calm center of gravity around which these perversions hurl themselves. I am away.
long has it been?
The end is never the end, 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 is never the end.
Narrator's gone.
End is never the end.
It's gone off a little bit.
End is never the end, is never.
Is there anything back here? Oh. It's falling apart. Okay, we're just gonna have to keep skipping. The tree is beyond dead. Oh shit. It got real Portal 2 real fast. It's gonna be like, it's been 9 years. Fuck. How does this button still work though? Oh fuck. This took a turn. It's like stuff growing out here and everything. What is all that? Can't grab any of that. Where'd the narrator go? He was our friend, sort of. I mean, he did try to kill us. He probably had already done that. Oh. Okay. Got all dark and spooky. Oh, shit. It's gonna come back up? No. Oh wow. Okay. Thought I heard it. It's just got real Fallout-y here. Real Dune. Very Tatooine. Yeah, button's not coming back. Just kept skipping. So we froze for a while. Fuck. Okay, we're back.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
New content.
Oh, good. You noticed my sign.
Yeah.
Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
Okay, show me. Show me, Mr. Narrator. At this point, like, we only have each other, so it's... I will probably still not fully listen to you, but worth the try. The new.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable,
Okay.
and about how roundly disappointing this ultra-deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra-deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further.
Okay.
Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
Yeah, jeez. The end is never the end.
Yes, you see, isn't this
Again.
far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
This is not a game where you get a sequel. I think when fans ask for more, I think they just want to relive the nostalgia and the feeling they had when they first played that game that they really enjoyed so much.
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable
It's the
2,
sequel.
now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
What the offices look like. Okay. They're back. 2 doors. New content is out. New content part 2 is in. Old and busted. New hotness. Boring sections of the chart. Cool red section of the chart. Oh yeah, we got Mac laptops now. More TSP, better TSP, win-win, sequential, mindshare. The color red, leverage holistic value. Paradigm shift synergy, brick and mortar approach, envelope client-centric meeting. Oh, jeez. Oh, God. Talk about too close to home. Jesus. That's literally what... Yeah, that's... we can't look at the... Thanks for attending my meeting. Fantastic. The creative process is so...
Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but
Right.
let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it.
Meeting
I
plans.
figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally
eyes,
spring up around
2
them.
ears, 2
It'll all
nostrils,
work
2 arms,
itself
2
out.
legs.
Game development is
Click the red
much more
marker.
of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
It's so ridiculous. New features. Wow. For all the stockholders. Hope you all enjoy. Oh, jeez.
Here
Case
we
the
are.
sequel.
Go on, try out some of the new features.
That's new. Hear your name in the game. Enjoy the new features. Okay.
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Isn't that wonderful?
Jim.
Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role-play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll
Imagine the
love
people
it.
whose name was
Okay,
actually Jim.
here we go.
when they
Let's
were
take a
playing.
deep breath, clear your mind,
Okay.
forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim.
I'm Jim.
I want you to imagine yourself living as Jim.
I'm Jim.
Sleeping and waking as Jim. Falling in love and being heartbroken as Jim.
Jim.
Seizing all of the world's possibilities as Jim. And as Jim, watching your dreams crumble into dust. Do you feel it deeply? Are you really, truly Jim right now?
Yeah, sure.
If so, then please step forward. Yes! You see? What a thrill! What a rush! That was you! The button described you. Do it again. Do it again.
Fallout 4 coded. I think.
Jim.
It hits even harder the second time. If this were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be worth the money. Let's take a break from the Jim button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal validation. I suppose I could allow only people named Jim to play the Stanley Parable too. That would actually save me the work of finishing this feature.
It's true. A whole new office. Red is a new orange. The new updated ray trace more of the same, but in a good way. Consistent quality with just the right amount of change. The baby's all grown up. Please, no screenshots. But what if I can't listen? Okay. Reassurance bucket. Merch, of course. Of course. That QR code work? I need to try. Okay. It just takes you to a website that it's like, what's it called? It just takes you to the official website of Stanley Parable 2. Let's see if I could show you guys. Let's see, just takes you to the. Okay. Please, no screenshots. There's Stanley.
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I
Yeah.
think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided
Happy
on
12th birthday,
Get Well
Stephanie?
Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with? You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion,
Yeah.
it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along.
guess it'd
Happy
be like
12th
that.
birthday, step-niece it is. Or actually, maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision, we're moving on. You know what? Let's bring the jump circle back for Stanley Parable 2 as well.
How many more jumps?
Oh, wait. You already spent all your jumps the first time we saw the jump circle.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Oh.
I suppose it can just be a nice decorative piece then.
Okay. No more jump circle. Free, new, and easy achievement. I can't believe it's this simple. Get it here. Pull the lever. Receive your new achievement. No more steps. It just works.
Now here's something special. You
Okay.
remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement. Yes. You see, you'll come to this lever, and when you... Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the achievement is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, what else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
I don't know. What's this? Select them all. Whoa.
Ah, collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply
That's not
collect
creepy.
all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
I can't go back. Oh.
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
Infinite hole. It won't end. Is this where it came from? No. Maybe it's just a infinite hole place.
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is in fact a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium. You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so.
Feel like
Now
Squidward.
then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole,
Yeah.
you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward.
Maybe I just stay here.
Now, I don't mean to be a bummer, but I do recommend you use the teleport button to go back to the top. Maybe do it on the sooner rather than later spectrum of things.
How come? Am I gonna land?
Okay, Stanley. I don't know quite how to say this tactfully, but it's possible that I slightly exaggerated the infinite nature of the hole. Is it a very, very deep hole?
I mean,
To be
pretty
certain
deep.
it is. It's an extremely deep hole.
Right.
I don't want anyone to say that it isn't an astonishingly deep hole. It is. Is it infinite? Well, that sort of depends on your definition of infinity.
Oh, I see.
From one perspective, the infinite is merely philosophical in nature. It's more of a... Okay, well, good for you. You found the bottom of the hole.
Not the cigarettes.
You found me out, Stanley. I'm
You
a liar
mug.
and a cheat, and you're so clever. Look, I
Meeting
think
at
the issue
2
here
p.m.?
is just that you're unusually fascinated by falling. What normal person actually wants to fall infinitely? I figured the hole was as deep as anyone would actually need. Don't you put this on me. Maybe you're the problem. Look,
Just the
things
two of
got a
us?
little heated there. I think we both said some things we didn't mean. Why don't we just put all this behind us and agree to just call the hole mostly infinite? If that works for you, then go ahead and press the
Hello,
teleport
Mr.
button
Steen.
to warp up to the top of the hole, and we can move on. I'll just be up here when you're ready.
Okay. We're just playing the Stanley Parable. It's very much a mindfuck and very much a commentary on, well, how games in general, like how they're made, the relationship with fans, all that good stuff, gamers' expectations for things. So yeah.
Great. Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel.
What my fault?
Oh, for heaven. You see, I was right. The problem is you. The problem is that you like holes too much. Not normal.
Hey, now.
A normal person would have said, yep, that's an infinite hole right there. Goes on forever till the end of time. Don't need to see it all, but not you. Oh, no, 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 no. You have a weird sort of...
You gave me the
Oh.
choice.
Did the hole seem even shorter to you this time?
Yeah.
I couldn't help but feel like you spent a little less time in there
Little
than
bit.
you did before. I mean, admittedly, I didn't make an infinite hole, but I didn't think it was that not infinite. Well,
Yeah,
I
it's
suppose
definitely
once
a
again
game
there's
that
nothing
plays
to
us.
do here. If you decide you've had enough of the hole, you can hit the teleport button
You are right.
and come join me up above.
I-
Had enough? I'm positively thrilled.
Not enough.
Gosh, how could I have guessed? You're back in the hole. If this starts to become a thing where... Wow. Okay. Yes.
It's gotten
I'm
shorter.
starting to become extremely certain that the hole is not only not infinite,
Right.
but that it's growing steadily less and less infinite.
It's true.
I suspect that I'm starting to hit the point where it's no longer feasible to call the hole infinitely deep, even by the lax overall standards for accountability in marketing. What's going on here? Stanley, I have no explanation for the uncertain nature of the hole's length. Here, let's try something. Let's pop back up to the top, and we'll see if it gets any shorter. Well, there it is. The shame of my lie has come to haunt. How is this still appealing to you? I know you're obsessed with holes, but at this depth, I just can't see this scratching the itch. Oh, who am I to judge?
I'll judge.
You just do whatever it is you're here to do and hit the teleport button when you're ready to move on. Is the, teleport button not working?
No.
You sure?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I really don't have an explanation. It was working just a moment ago. Tried it. Still nothing. Well, I suppose there is one thing I can do to fix this. I'm
is?
out. Goodbye, Stanley.
Oh.
You couldn't bear to be away from the hole, and now you'll get more time with it than you could ever have asked for. It's a
Okay.
win for everyone. You get to be with the hole, I get to do literally anything else. Take care, Stanley. I hope you and the hole have a wonderful rest of eternity together.
Okay, bye. I'm in this hole, quite literally. We're just Just hanging out. Noises. Semi-ominous noises. Oh. Back down we go. Music does change all.
My head's stronger. Now you're no longer using up the space of mine. My head's stronger. Now you're no longer.
Puppy. Oh, what the hell am I? Oh, I'm upside down. Oh, now we're in space, lovely. Oh, cute. Cartoon version.
Stanley? Stanley? Stanley!
Huh.
Oh, good, you're awake. It seems you had sort of dozed off there,
Oh.
drifting away into dreamland.
Well.
But we can't have that, Stanley.
Right.
Because this hole is just so darn fascinating that I want you to be wide awake for every second of it. You don't want to miss a single moment. So how about if I just pop in from time to time and wake you up to keep you really, truly focused on the hole? From the looks of things, you and I will have many, many years here in this hole, and I'm looking forward to all of them. Stay alert, Stanley.
Wow.
I'll be back. Toodle-pip.
Okay, goodbye. Am I gonna start going down soon? Oh, no. We're slow. I'm having so much...
Here we are. Go on. Try out some of the new features.
Okay, we did the gym button. I know that one has the epilogue. Screenshots on that one. Mostly infinite hole. We did that one. Achievement. We tried. Hello, Sean. Settings. World champion. Mostly. Okay. Okay, that's new. Okay, it's the epilogue.
An epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley?
I guess.
Yes, it will go at the end of the, well, we'll figure that out
I
later.
was gonna say. Is there even an end? Okay, there's the gym button. Did that one. Okay, that's locked. Go through there. Merch. Oh yeah, the reassurance bucket.
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it.
Okay.
Well, I'm happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game.
Alright.
It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket.
Give me
You
the
see,
reassurance
Stanley,
that I need.
anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true.
My emotional
As
support
long as
bucket.
you hold onto the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be?
I would imagine.
The bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try.
Okay.
Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person. The benefits of the bucket seem to go on and
That
on.
was a very
don't
wicked
they?
laugh.
All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2.
Can I take my self-assurance bucket? Thank you.
Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game?
I guess
That
not.
really should be an award if it isn't already.
It says exit. Did I do all the... Okay, merch. This map. Okay.
All right. Have you seen everything you wanted to?
I think
Ready
so.
to move on now?
Sure. The artwork. New mug. What is this? Please, no screenshots.
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment.
Okay.
I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience. Okay. Are you ready?
Sure.
Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2. I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on. Let me do a different arrangement.
Okay.
Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2.
I think it's the same.
Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a
What
lot
is
of
it?
gags. And I do very much enjoy
Jump circle.
creating gags, but they
Jump
don't add
circle.
up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With
Right.
respect.
Of course.
With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2." Let me see if I can whip something up.
Yeah, show me.
All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
Shit, okay. Do we have actual settings in this? Oh yeah, we did. Okay. I should have done an intro again.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Should we do the bucket?
Stanley picked up the bucket.
The confusion ending again?
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No. We're gonna see.
No,
said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Good,
said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Danger, danger everywhere.
No, stop. Look there on the wall, you see? There's a sign right there. It says, no buckets past this point. Stanley, how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here? Unless, what if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket?
Oh.
I suppose that would explain a lot about your behavior up to this point.
I mean, I guess.
If that's true, well, my goodness, I think we have to do something about it. This misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed
The bucket may be
properly.
possessed.
So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket. Please, step in here for a moment.
Okay. Fuck.
Now then, I'm going to run you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket. Simple enough, right? This should tell us everything we'll ever need to know about what is or is not a bucket. Okay, let's begin. Item 1. Is this a bucket? Incorrect. It is a hologram of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
Trick me? Look like a bucket to me.
Item 2.
Yeah.
Is this a bucket? Incorrect. It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
Talk about existential crisis. What is...
Item 3. Is this a bucket?
Okay, let's try now.
Incorrect. This is a bucket.
So am I gonna be wrong no matter what I choose?
Item 4. Is this a bucket?
Yeah, no.
Correct. This is a tractor and not a bucket.
We are
To
smart.
be honest, I just sort of put this one in here as a gimme, but I was starting to get concerned that even this might be too much for you. Thank you for not making me look like an idiot. Okay, next one. Is this a bucket?
Yes.
Correct. This is a bucket.
Okay. Who's next?
Item 6. Is this a bucket?
No.
Trick question. Both. Gotcha.
Both? It is and it isn't a bucket?
Item... Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. Should be around here somewhere.
Where's the bucket, narrator?
Okay, you and I both know there isn't anything here. And I don't appreciate the implication that nothing is a bucket when we both clearly know that a bucket is something, and therefore nothing could possibly be something. Unless, in your twisted mind, have you somehow convinced yourself that a bucket is nothing? Answer me straight, Stanley. Do you believe that nothing is a bucket?
Yes.
You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out. I've lost all sense of perspective. What is a bucket?
made it
What
this
isn't
way.
a bucket? Mere moments ago I could answer these questions with confidence.
Right.
And yet now I'm somewhat adrift. Do any of us know what a bucket is?
We made it up.
Aye, a bucket. Stanley, I can't keep doing this. I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with.
Oh.
I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart. I can't have that. I'm sorry. But I'm going
Why?
to erase all buckets from the game entirely.
Great.
Okay, here we go.
Bye, bucket. That was my emotional
What
support
happened?
bucket.
Is everything gone?
Oh, you
Why
deleted
did
everything?
disappear? Wait, was everything a bucket? Every single thing in the game was a bucket.
I
My
mean,
God,
I
I
can
had
hold
no
something.
idea. How could... Except me. I'm not a bucket after all. And you, Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either. Oh, this is wonderful news. We're not buckets.
We're not buckets.
Yes, I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue, but it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game. So, tell you what, I'll reset everything.
Minus
we'll put
bucket?
back all of the buckets, okay?
Oh, okay.
And we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you
Right.
run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that.
What?
Who knows what that information might do to a person? All right, here we
Who
go.
am I gonna run into? Mr. Narrator, what do you... What?
Hello. This is a recorded message scheduled either by you or a person in your place of work. The purpose of this message is to warn you about the dangers of recorded messages. If at any time you believe you are listening to a recorded message, please terminate it immediately and cease all flow of information from the recorded message into your perceptual sphere. Thank you, and have a pleasant day.
I don't know how to access my perceptual sphere, I'm sorry. So I'm gonna have to keep that message in the brain. More balloons. More spilled coffee. Okay.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors,
Let's try
he
the
entered
regular
the
one.
door on his left.
Yeah. Not the regular one, but, you know.
Yet there was
More
not a
narrative
single person
experience
here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Okay. Here we are. What does that say? So it's every time? Must be.
The moment he entered his manager's office, Stanley froze in his tracks. Not a living soul anywhere. Could he really be all alone? This was too much for Stanley to take. Too much for any man to take. He fell to his knees, bursting into half moans, half sobs, the guttural retching of life from a man denied any hope, any reason to keep going. Here on the floor, he lay prone, paralyzed by fear for nearly a full hour. But when at last he began to move about and survey the situation, he found a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could it mean? Was it a sign of hope for Stanley's future?
Possibly.
Alas, it was not. For although this keypad guarded the terrible secret of Stanley's past, it had been assigned a 4-digit code so devious and so random that no man could ever hope to guess it. 2845. Statistically, nearly impossible to get, yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
We'll try the mind control. Hey!
You found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done. You
know
can't
what?
buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
I hate collectibles in games. I'm not really a big fan because the reward isn't me just finding things. Personally, it's like, I don't know. It's just not. It's just not.
Stanley
for me.
walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. The lights rose
Looks
on
like
an
the
enormous
art- it
room
sounds like the
packed with
narrator from
television
2 Point
screens.
Games.
What
kinda
horrible
hear it.
secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Maybe it's the same guy.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed.
I don't know. 2
Each
Point
bore
had
the
a
number of an
campus and a
employee in the
museum.
building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
There I am. 427. How much is happening? When is he gonna try to kill me again?
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time?
Yeah,
Was this
mine.
the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his
Yes.
emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very
I
place.
never
And as the
followed
cold
through,
reality
so
of
let's
his
see what
past
happens.
began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he...
Oh, let's broke it.
blackness, and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes! He had won! He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
What happened to my coworkers? Guess I don't care. I think genuinely a lot of people wouldn't. Oh, it's different.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him.
It's never ending. It'll never end.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Okay, I keep the bucket with me. Oh shit. Maybe we're the collectibles. Shut the frick up. Well, we know small floating objects have appeared across the office. We have to synergize our resources to ensure their retrieval. There are many questions. There was no memo from management. Agenda. How can you tell you've spotted one? What makes them float in the air? Who took these pictures of them? Figlies are hard to find. Follow the clues provided by employee 416. We can do it. Red room? Question mark? Possibly. Seems like it. Thank you. Good luck. Well, thank you. Oh shit. The completionist instinct? Why wouldn't they just tell us something will happen? This investigation, this room, they feel pointless, to be honest. There would be a reward for finding them all. Large room, lot of boxes, stairs. Something to do with stairs. Something both red and blue. Nearby a fireplace. A private but smelly place for an important person. Oh, I see. Large room. So, is my job to now find these little Stanleys? Is that my job now? Is there one in here?
Oh, Stanley, can you feel it?
Yeah.
The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy? It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket.
Okay.
I can really feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies. Good for you, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket. I know how hard it must be, given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders. Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Oh, but, I mean, whatever. It's all a constant replay. there's Stanley in here.
Another miniature Stanley figurine. This, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini-stands? Stanley figs? What about Stanlerines? Yes,
Stanlerines.
I think I like that. Another Stanlerine under your belt.
Oh, good job, us. So... Okay, that's interesting.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fined for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy.
A little bit.
He looked down at the bucket in his arms. Am I crazy? He asked the bucket. The bucket returned his gaze, but said nothing at all. That's strange, Stanley thought. Usually the bucket is a source of guidance and wisdom for me in difficult times such as these. He held the bucket close, yet felt none of its familiar reassurance and comfort.
No
And
reassurance
that's
for
when
us.
Stanley realized, this isn't my bucket. It's just a normal, everyday bucket. Someone else's bucket, perhaps. How did I end up with someone else's bucket? This is all terribly wrong. Surely no good would come from this. Who knows what sorts of bizarre hallucinations Stanley might experience without the psychologically grounding presence of his bucket. And indeed, now he noticed that the rooms were repeating, which was, of course, very odd. And now he felt himself floating off the ground.
Here we go.
Oh, gracious, he
Fun.
exclaimed. Without my bucket, I've gone truly mad. Where is it? I must find it. Far off in the distance now, he heard it, calling to him.
Stanley! Stanley, it's me! The bucket!
Could it truly be? He rushed forward from room to room, passing by one bucket after the next. None of them were his. None
This
of them
is
were
not
his
my
special
bucket.
Come to me, Stanley! Find me!
He had to find the bucket. He had to return to his old friend. It was the only way to truly restore his sanity. And then suddenly, he froze dead in his tracks. He knew where the voice of the bucket had been coming from. The real bucket was inside of him all along. It was incredibly painful. Stanley doubled over in agony and blacked out.
And we're gone. This is so ridiculous.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
She found me cradling a bucket, probably.
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, picked up her bucket of comfort and security, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town, talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. Right away, she knew what the problem was. This man had no bucket. Of course he'd gone mad, ranting and raving about a narrator describing all of his actions and how everything is predetermined and free will is an illusion and it's all just a video game. It could all have been prevented if only he'd taken his bucket with him. Perhaps he didn't even realize he'd forgotten his bucket at home in the first place.
Oh, shit.
How cruel the world can be, Mariella thought, and she hugged her own bucket even tighter. But of course, she had no time for this. There were a myriad of confusing problems she would soon have to confront at work, for which her bucket would provide absolute guidance and total clarity on everything.
Everybody just needs a
Heck
bucket
yes, she thought
sometimes.
to herself, my life kicks ass. And she backflipped all the way to work.
Oh my god. Okay, we're back again.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
None of these doors really open. Or it's in this room.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
Right.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
No.
Stanley felt lightheaded, butterflies in his stomach. Giddy, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
I hate collectibles.
Lately,
Also
I'm
me.
going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines, and now I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figlies. What do you think,
Figlies.
Stanley? What name better encapsulates the intrinsic sense of happiness that you get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up by 1?
I don't
Let
get
me
it
sit on
either.
I'm sure it will come to me.
I just keep thinking of all the Kokiri seeds you gotta find in Zelda and the Breath of the Wild's Tears of the Kingdom. And it just makes me feel some type of way. Whoa, this is different. What does that say? I can't read that.
Stanley had now gotten himself so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off
Narrator sound system?
the beaten path.
You didn't think I was actually just a recording, did you? What a silly and trite explanation that would be. All the back and forth between you and me, all the absurd adventures we've been through, and it all turns out I'm just a tape recording?
I just
It was
wanted to
all
make
just
sure.
in Stanley's head. I bet that's the kind of twist you think is revelatory. I bet each and every time you watch a movie where it turns out all to be in the main character's imagination, you must absolutely bolt off the couch in pure shock at the phenomenal and intricate storytelling. It must be so simple to
Narrator.
be you. Life being an unending waterfall of surprises and delights. How much more exciting you must find the world than the rest of us do. Now I've become sad. Look what you've done to me. This is all your fault.
Wow. Freaking hate this narrator now.
Even now, Stanley's office was a distant memory. What did it look like? There was a computer, perhaps, and a painting. Was it a painting or a photo? He could no longer recall. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Stairs. Okay.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Anything on the stairs? Oh yeah.
You're getting close now, Stanley. You've nearly gotten all of the
I was
Figler
about to make a
Amarines.
short
Very
of me
soon,
just,
you'll
like,
collect
saying,
the last
"Oh,
one,
I hate
and then
collectibles,"
the
and
first
look at me.
number will equal the
Hypocrite.
second number, and that will be it. We'll be different people by then. Different in the sense that we used to have none of them, and now we have them all. You can't go back to when you had no Figler Amarines. None of us can.
Okay, so we've been down there before. But if we go to the boss's room. Turning back. I didn't go down before. Oh, what happens if I press down? Gonna be the same thing? Just gonna give me that same elevator music. Good old Stanley. as anything. So...
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean, he wondered? Desperate for... Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
I don't really feel calm, you know? Not the feeling I'm feeling.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Back down we go.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. Although this passageway had the word Escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Right.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
If we're getting, like, squished
At
to
this
death...
point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
If we got squished, it would be an immediate thing. I mean, you wouldn't really last that long. So... is it considered violent? Or at least that violent? If you think about it. I mean, it's quick, it's just snap. You know,
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Farewell.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Oh.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish? When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
I mean, yeah, but... did I find
anything in this room? Perfect example of poor level design. Textbook stability. It's the kind of thing you'd pick up on intuitively if you had even the most fundamental understanding of good and bad.
good and bad? The quiet. Freedom ending. Countdown. There's the on and off switch. Offices. Yeah, very backroomsy. This just the room. Okay, we've seen the email room. Yep. Yep. Seen all that one. So, okay, let's do the exit. I think, ironically and hypocritically, I'm gonna find one more of the little. Try to find the last Stanley figure for no reason at all. We get no reward. Yeah, we're enticed to. If we're being played.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
He's saying we're
Can you
never free.
see? Can you see how much they need one another?
Right.
No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen.
Deep.
But listen to me. You can still save those two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do,
She said,
choose
"Close
it.
your eyes,
Don't
look
let time
away."
choose for you. Don't let
I think that's how. When I get close to finishing it, I think that's how I'll exit. Maybe. Just taking the exit route. Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Wonder what happens once you've hit all the input parts when you restart. Genuinely curious.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
Right.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was grand, majestic, perhaps too majestic, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead
right.
to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Here we go.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go,
This is the beginning, or at least this was our beginning.
from here, it's, left. Oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake. No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
Oh, wait.
Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Okay. Like, what is this truck about?
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
Okay, here we go.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Input 1 is off. So we're not gonna listen to him again?
When Stanley... Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere?
Was not me.
Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the
Ain't
one
none
who
of
wrote
us
the
have
story.
control.
It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
Yeah, it looks the same. Just random open doors everywhere. Alright. Yeah, I remember this one. Inner guilt. Everyone knows what you did. They're just holding back to let you torture yourself.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this.
Right.
Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
What a dick.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Well, I mean, it's blank. I wonder if any of the newer changes will be intertwined with this one, considering technically we're... Well, actually no, because the whole office reset.
Aha! I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes.
We're just going in a circle.
No, wait. Never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
Back we go.
Now this... Well, I'll be honest. I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so.
No.
I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know
No.
what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations! I know you put in a
This is
lot
the
of
second
hard
time
work,
I win in
and
this
it
game?
really paid
Crazy.
off. So, good job. Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations.
There was nothing to win.
I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
But mostly yay question mark.
All
Stanley
right,
Parable 2
I've got a
Adventure Line.
solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
Right. That's solitaire.
You see? The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny.
The line is very
Here's a
important.
thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if
Yes.
there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Whoa. Hang on.
You're making the line go
That got a
crazy.
bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that.
Right.
You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
The mood is light.
Wait, cut the music, go back and look at that fern.
No. I'm not gonna do it.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Oh, no, not again. Line, how could you have done this to us?
This is the
and after we
point.
trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart. You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us?
Okay.
We're intelligent people, right?
Sure.
Why can't we make up our own story?
We've tried
Something
this before.
exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
So we need to go in circles.
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it. Oh, no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No
What's wrong with
lines
the
or monitor
line?
rooms.
It adds
Just
some
don't
depth
acknowledge
to it.
We should be fine. Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From
Yes.
here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't
Last time I
squander
didn't
the
listen to him,
opportunity.
so I'll try
In
to
fact, I believe I need a minute to think here.
actually
Just
listen.
walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going?
We give it a
And
try.
since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits. Oh, hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes?
Unable
It's
to
all
go anywhere.
Determined?
Game restarts on its own.
So now, according to the schedule, I
following line
restart
frame.
again. Then what?
Attempt to make
Am I
a
just
story
supposed to
here.
forget?
Restart.
Well, what if I don't want to forget?
No longer in office.
My mind goes blank simply
After
because
a
it's
long
written
time,
here on this
Stanley died.
thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really?
You're just a
No, it
narrator, I
can't be.
guess.
I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it.
Do it.
And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even
Probably
know?
didn't say schedule.
Will someone come for us?
Probably
Will
not.
something happen?
Probably.
So, okay. I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime, if you...
I'm trying to get
A soft
certain
wind
spot.
blew outside and perhaps rain started.
What?
And if it did, it stopped shortly after. Stanley hoped that he would one day see weather.
Oh.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
Right.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. And here it was, the lounge. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible
I'm
he
a
wasn't
rebel.
fired years ago.
See a line. What if I go down there? Will it just reset me? Or will it kill me?
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and
Saw the
no
yellow
one gets
line, I
tell
wanted
him
to
what
follow it.
do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death.
I didn't mean it this
Good
time.
job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Okay. Listen.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
See where this gets us.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. It was okay. But eager to get back to business,
It was okay.
Stanley took the first open door on his left. And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Forgot where this leads us again. No, it leads us somewhere.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off
Okay,
track.
oh yeah.
So now in order to get back, he needed to go,
This confusion center.
From here, it's, left.
Uh-huh.
Oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake. No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please? Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Okay, I've been here.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler.
Okay, so
Quick,
replay
Stanley,
that.
close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish
fired.
now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
I was looking at one of those windows.
All of his co-workers were
Different.
gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley... Wait.
Oh, I see.
What?
Just realized
No,
so we reset.
No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere, or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
So if I enter like a certain path, it'll just reset back to like whatever path that's supposed to take me to. Because technically we've already done this one. Technically. So when it happened again, it's just like reset me basically. It's interesting. What is the right door?
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Here we go. I try to get to the red and blue doors again, but I don't seem to remember
All of his
how to do
co-workers
that.
were gone. What could it mean?
I think we're just supposed
Stanley
to, like,
decided to
piss
go
them
to the
off, huh?
meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay. Okay, I got blank.
Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Aha! I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes. No, wait. Never mind. Not the story.
Nope.
Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
Okay,
Now
yeah.
this...
So
Well, I'll be honest. I don't
that
recognize
certain
this
pass
place
will
at
just
all.
take us back.
Is this
we'll
the
have
story?
to redo the...
I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct?
Yes.
Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win!
I win again? It's the third time.
Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off. So, good job.
Good job.
Oh, no.
Did it.
No, I
3
don't
times.
feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay? I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart. All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that? No, I'm down. We're leaving it up to the line from now on.
Okay, I have no choice in this. So I can't imagine like mapping out this game in terms of choices was all that easy.
You see? The line knows where the story is. It's
You do
over
this, you
in
do
this
that, do
direction.
that, do this, do
Onward,
that.
Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there?
Pretty
Or to
much.
put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply
Yeah.
by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood. Wait, cut the music. Go back and look at that fern. Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell? Oh, no, not again, Line.
Yep.
How could you
Here
have
we
done
are.
this to us? And after
done
we
did it
trusted
again.
you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart. You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us?
Okay.
We're intelligent people, right?
Sure.
Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
I mean, when we start going in just
Now,
circles?
Yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it. Oh, no, not you again. Stanley,
Great,
I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story.
I mean, you made
no
the line.
lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine. Ah, a choice.
Okay, yeah.
We get to make a decision.
Just
From
gotta get
here,
through
the
this one.
story is in our control.
So we reset it back
we
to, like,
mustn't
the first
squander
one.
the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a
So
minute
it-
to think here.
to not go
Just
down the
walk in
elevator.
circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads
Reverse.
here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going?
And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny
Poor old narrator, he
awaits.
doesn't know.
Oh, hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is?
Yep.
It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule?
Nope, it's just gonna
How
restart.
would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So, okay.
Now we wait.
I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually.
Yeah.
Well, in the meantime, if you...
Okay, so don't go down the elevator.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
This feels different.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I think. Yeah.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and
Let's go
Stanley knew
straight
it perfectly well.
and not
Perhaps
fall.
he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. It was okay.
Womp womp.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
Oh.
Now listen carefully, this is and there it is. The last Stiggly
We got the
Wiggly.
last one.
Savor this moment, Stanley. This is a real accomplishment. This is doing something just for the sake of doing it.
Yep.
Where so many people expect to be rewarded for the most trivial achievements, you've insisted that a job well done is its own reward. I would tell you that I'm proud of you for collecting them all, but that would be like a reward, and we can't have that.
No rewards
So,
here.
Instead, I'll just say, it's done.
It's
We're
done.
all done here. And now we can go to whatever the hell you were doing before you hunted for figurines.
Okay.
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me.
I didn't do
You
this
see that I
one
really
last
have
time.
wanted you to be happy all this time.
Are you sure?
The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here.
Right.
Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley?
Yeah.
I wanted to stop.
So.
We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution.
I stopped.
Here, let me show you.
Okay. creepy dark room.
What do we want? What are we looking for? Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy.
I mean, it looks really
I actually
peaceful.
feel happy.
Huh. Looks like Windows Music Media Player. Oh, got really colorful. Pretty, pretty. Getting our own light show. It's like our own nighttime Disneyland show. Ooh, got the green lights now. I mean, imagine you doing yoga in the middle of this. Probably be very peaceful, I think. I don't know. Don't really do yoga, so I'm not sure if that would even be correct. Do wish I could fly though, that'd be cool. Just jump and go. So, Mr. Narrator, do you feel good? You're happy with this? Happy with nothing? Can't always just go back. Oh, now I got reds. Okay. And we'll go back.
No, wait. Where are you going? Oh, no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this. Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me. Please, Stanley, think about what you're doing.
Okay. What if I go back?
Good, good. We can't be too safe. Promise me you won't go back there. Just stay here.
I want to give him what he wants, but, my guy, we can't stay here forever. What happens if we just, let it keep going? Will it just casually... Now it's getting dark. Is that it? Is that the end of the light show? Oh no, we got more. It's like we're just resetting. Well, man, I'm sorry. I gotta do this.
No! What did we talk about? You're risking everything we achieved here. You heard me before, didn't you? You will die! What about this isn't getting through to you?
Well, goodbye, everybody.
No!
Oh.
Oh, thank God. You know. No, what are you doing, Stanley? Please, I'm asking you not to take this away from me. I can't go back to what I was before. If you die, we'll both go back. Why are you doing this?
They get taller. And down we go.
Stanley, let's go back to the other room. Can you do that for me?
Am I walking slower? I mean, there's no way I didn't break a leg, you know?
My God. Is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You were literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy.
I suppose.
Am I reading the situation correctly?
Maybe.
Or maybe you're just getting a kick out of it.
And we'll see
I
that
don't
one.
know anymore.
Kind
I
of
just
getting a
wanted
kick out
us
of
to
it.
get along. But I guess that was too much to ask.
Not the guilt trip.
It looks like you wanted to make a choice after all. Well, this one is yours.
Well, considering the game will reset, we can always come back, Mr. Narrator. Don't you worry.
Is it over? It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back.
I actually felt bad. A little bit. Okay.
Stanley, I'm sorry, but I have to put a pause on things.
Why?
It's those figurines. Those figglers.
What happened?
I haven't stopped thinking about them since you nabbed every last one. Wasn't it just the most intrinsically fulfilling moment of your entire life? Didn't it fill you to the brim with inner richness?
No.
Yes, I know we're supposed to be telling a story, but won't you please indulge me with one more trip back to the memory zone? I would love nothing more than to revisit the figurines. Just one more time.
Back at the memory zone. That's different.
Here's where it all began. The first collectible. Back then, we had no idea of how many of them we'd find. Sure, it said 6 right there on the screen, but how could we know for certain? We were so innocent. We'll never be like that again, Stanley.
It's different.
And here was the second Stanlerine. You found this one all on your own just by poking around behind the boss's office. You did that, Stanley. I'll be honest, back then I had no faith in you to find any of them, let alone 6. But you continue to surprise me in all sorts of mundane, unremarkable ways.
Glad I could do it for you.
Okay, let's do a little quiz. Which of these rooms was the room you found your third mini stand? Can you remember?
I don't know, the warehouse? That's my guess.
No. The warehouse was the 4th place you found a Figanley, not the 3rd.
Well, how am I supposed to
Well, I
know?
guess perhaps I shouldn't be surprised. Memories like these are so precious and so cherished that they all just sort of blend together, don't they? You know what? If the warehouse feels like the 3rd place you found a collectible, then who am I to go making judgments?
True. What happened? Can I go back? No. Yeah.
Let's see. What came next? Oh yes, we found a Figley in this pink room. Well, I can't actually say I remember being in this room, but it's here in the memory zone, so it must have happened.
I do not remember this pink room.
This was the 5th mini stand, and this one was really something special. It was under the stairs. I remember it so clearly. In fact, because this one is particularly special to me, I made a little video to commemorate the occasion. Enjoy.
He's trolling me at this point. Windows Movie Maker. Well,
Takes you back, doesn't it? I spent a lot of time making that video, but it was 8 minutes I wouldn't have spent on anything else.
behind the curtains.
And then, Stanley, then we came to the last collectible,
Yeah.
the final figurine, right here by the red and blue doors. This memory is the most distinct and clear in my mind, perhaps because it was the one that happened more recently than all the others. Who can truly say how the mind works? All
Just the
I know
mind.
is that this is the moment where you picked up a Figley and I thought to myself, yes, that's all of them. They're all collected. It was a moment unlike any other. Except for the other moments picking up figurines, which it was exactly like. And then there was no more, because we've caught up to the present moment. Nothing left to do but move onward into the future. Goodbye, Memory Zone.
Okay.
No, I'm not done. I'm not
Oh.
ready to move on. Stop the loading screen. Isn't there some way we can
Okay.
stay here, keep enjoying these figurines? Let's just go backwards. We'll do the memory zone again from the opposite direction. See how that feels.
I feel like they're rubbing in my face that I went to go looking for these.
Okay, yes, the room with the red and blue doors. I remember this. I must say, of all the figurines we looked at in our initial tour of the memory zone, this one is the most distinct and clear in my mind. Let's keep going. I want more.
Under the stairs.
And here's where I made that video. Don't you remember the video we watched?
Yeah.
Yes, I love that video. Still don't remember the pink room, Stanley. Still no memory of this one. Good room, though. A solid room.
Yeah, very strange. Very meta. Meta
These
commentary.
really were a treat to hunt down. You know, if there had been any kind of reward for finding all of these, it really would have neutered the intrinsic joy of collecting them. I'm very glad we resisted the temptation. Next one.
Up here, oh, nothing. Oh. Yeah, the boss's bathroom. Oh, okay, I guess I can't go over there.
This was our second Figley. Don't you remember? Yes, I remember it too. The past is truly a wonderful thing. Why does anyone ever choose to leave it? Keep going. This is it, the very first one we found in the exhibit where I introduced you to the figurines. Oh, I want more memories, Stanley. I want to keep going. What else is there? What came before this?
Oh, fuck. Collect them all. Can you find them? Can you find them? Can you find them? Doesn't look like much. Is that the jump?
Look, it's the terrible new content that we were originally sold on.
Yeah, you
I
step on
remember
my
hating
circle.
it back then.
Or my jump
Time
circles.
does put a rosy filter on everything. In fact, I dare say I'm actually quite fond of it now. Look how much fun the past is. I want more. More memories.
Is this a philosophical look at memory?
Oh, yes, the two doors. Who could have forgotten that? A classic memory, this one. And before everything else, there was your office.
Yep. My sad. Didn't you?
Is there anything else? Was there something that came before your office? There's something I feel I can remember. I can remember. Yes, I'm remembering something now. I remember before this whole story got started. Back then I was different. I used to make big decisions. I was passionate. I was skeptical. I weighed each decision with profound thoughtfulness. And then somewhere along the way, I stopped making decisions. I became lazy, and I came up with a character named Stanley to do my thinking for me. He would make the decisions. He would decide which way to go. I would cheer him on as he collected figurines for no reason. Why did I invent Stanley? Was I lonely? Yes, perhaps that's it. Perhaps I needed to imagine I had companionship. And Stanley really did make for a wonderful companion, even if he was a fiction. But I suppose it's grown old. I want to think for myself again. I want to go back to how it used to be. Yes, I can be on my own again. I can do it. I'll be stronger this time. I'll take care of myself. I don't need Stanley anymore. Oh, but he truly was so much fun to play with. You know what? Since we're in the memory zone, how about one more good memory? Let's go back just once and give Stanley one more run of the office, and then I'll retire him for good.
Okay.
I did enjoy telling his story so very much. Okay, here we go. This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Just reset us. Oh. This has never happened before. Oh my god, we're dead. Yeah, narrator's always threatening to retire. A new achievement, we can't jump. No, seriously, we disabled it. Just pressing buttons now. I'm in the Inside Out. Alone, alone. Future. Oh wait, are you referencing the Inside Out movie? Started thinking of that SpongeBob scene again. So, what now? So buttons. They're all my memories. The color ball marbles. What happens now? Well, I'm dead. Apparently. I no longer exist. Interesting turn of events. I know. Did I hit a button? I don't know. I don't see a specific button standing out. I think they're all just pointless buttons. Maybe that's the point. The point is that there is no point. Not having a point. So, is heaven for Stanley just pushing buttons? Just silly little me pushing buttons. Hoping for the best. Yeah, 'cause they reset themselves, so it's they're upwards, and I don't know. See what happens. You let the game play for 24 hours now? For reals. Just walk away. I know. I don't just walk away. Well, I just looked it up. This is one of the endings, so this is a definite thing. I can't let the game play for 24 hours, unfortunately. Well, I think this is a good stopping point. We made it to heaven. Isn't that where everyone wants to be anyways? So, thank you guys for watching. This was very interesting and very fun. I understand why it's one of those games you can't really explain. You kind of just have to experience it. So I hope you all had fun experiencing it with me. And I will see you all Sunday. Feels like the choir is just getting louder. I will see you all Sunday, not for church, but for more games. I would like to play some old classic retro PC games. So if you have any that you want me to try, let me know. I still don't have a full list yet of what I'm going to be playing, so you still have time. As always, thank you for watching. I appreciate you guys being here. I couldn't do it without you guys. You guys make it fun and worthwhile. Hope you enjoyed this. We made it to heaven. We're good. We're all good. If you're watching, you also made it to heaven, so we're good. We're good. All right. Thank you guys, and good night.